everyone, welcome back to Dozen Cast Wellness Tarot. Happy Sunday, hope everybody's doing well. This is the Sunday Oracle message, and I thank you for spending part of your day with me. As you know, all my messages are meant to provide you with some pep in your step, some food for thought, some gentle guidance, something to help you along your path. This is a general reading, so if it resonates, claim it. If it doesn't, leave it behind. We have the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle, the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle, the Guiding Light Oracle, and the Prairie Majesty Oracle. This deck over here is called. And today's reading is going to be a little bit deep, I am anticipating. So I've got my tea ready to go. But before we start, I do want to mention a couple of things. I will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, joined by Ivana Intuitive, and we will be doing some mini readings and a wee bit of a chat on how we beat the winter blues. January 20th is considered Blue Monday. It is the longest day of the year, according to my research, and this is when people feel the effects of the winter blues the most. And so we'll be doing some readings and chat to help us navigate that. We know the big event that's happening this week, January 20th of 2025, in the US of A. And probably more so than ever, I think that this particular occasion affects us across the globe, whether you're an American citizen or not. I feel like all eyes are watching. And I may not understand how the American citizens feel, but I understand fear. I understand the stress and the overwhelming feeling that living under that kind of a cloud of fear and what that can potentially do to you. And so I want to do this reading and ask Spirit to guide us. If you are feeling this fear or this stress or this overwhelmed or a combination of any of those types of emotions leading into this week, I hope that it helps. I hope that it is informative. And I thank you for spending part of your day with me. So let's jump into it. I think the thing that I want to say, first and foremost, to start with, is that if you're feeling these things, it's completely natural and normal. When we feel, like the bear has been poked, like we've been pushed to our limits, this is when this feeling happens, right? This is when these emotions sort of come bubbling up to the surface. And what's super important before we even get into the reading is to be able to deal with those feelings and those emotions within each of ourselves, and that we don't take it outside of ourselves, right? Because there can be this like reactionary type of behavior that happens when you're stressed. You have a short fuse, you're angry, you have low tolerance, zero patience. And so the outside influences, family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, the kids, all of the things can amp us up in a way that is unexpected, and then that can set you back. And so it's really important that we pay attention to what our body is telling us, that we give our mind and our body what it needs in terms of its rest and rejuvenation moments, right? So you're sleeping right, you're eating right, paying attention to, self-care and all of those types of things. What we want to do here is lay a solid foundation and set ourselves up for success. Now, we can do all of those things and still, for lack of a better term, freak out. And it's especially important in these moments when the possible freak out comes, that we don't punish ourselves from it, that we can do what we need to do to put ourselves back on track and move forward. And that's what I want this reading to help us with. So the first card has come out, super colorful. Look at how gorgeous that is. And we've got Old Soul. You have lived many lifetimes and gained wisdom beyond your years. And I love this because this speaks to the fear, right? That speaks to the irrational thoughts, the upset, like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. What are we going to do? Those kinds of excitable sort of statements and thoughts that roll through our mind, right? We're not going to survive it, all of those kinds of things. If we can take the time to, do some reflection and to think about all of the experiences that we have encountered in our individual lives, also collectively what we have gone through over the course of history, that we can pull those lessons forward and help us navigate. We know that we can get through this. It may not be easy, but we know that we can get through this. So don't discount your life experiences and your inner wisdom. That knowing that we have, and all of us have it. I love these cards, but they are so sharp. And I think I say that every single time I use them. Now 2 cards have fallen out. And I love this. I love this because this is exactly what this reading is about. We have chaos, which is what we feel like we're walking into, right? The anticipation of all of the things that could be happening, that could go wrong, and going down that side of the analysis, right? And then we have the warrior. Now, this is something that I think that I understand from my own lived experience as someone who has diagnosed anxiety panic disorder. I was told my entire life that I was strong, right? That I was a strong individual. And I can, pull out of my thoughts and my memories several occasions where I feel like I I was that. I was strong. But one thing happens, two things happen, three things happen, four things, five things. You're like, all of a sudden, I don't feel so strong. My foundation has a crack in it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm carrying this weight, and I've lost my super cape. And when we do that, the warrior seems so far away, seems unobtainable, impossible. And again, we're going to refer back to this first card because I think this is the ticket, right? This is this constant reminder of who you are, what you're made out of, where you're headed, you know, your hopes, your dreams, your foundation, your values, your beliefs, all of that. Going back to, I have navigated this before. I don't want to go through this. But I know that I am a warrior. So I'm going to, first and foremost, find my super cape. I'm going to put my super cape on, and I'm going to go about my business, knowing that I've got my super cape if I need it. It's that kind of feeling, right? And sometimes we need to do something to remind ourselves of that inner warrior, right? So whether you visualize or whether you manifest or whether you put some, you know, affirmations or quotes, pictures even, whether you have a song, something that is going to help you see and feel that super cape, and while wearing that super cape, what you're able to do, what you're able to accomplish, right? I'm not really explaining this well, and I don't want this to go on forever, but it's important for me in this moment to try to explain this to the best of my ability. And I think where I'm going with this is in those moments when my anxiety was so high, I forgot who I was, right? I forgot what I'd been through. I forgot all that I have done, all that I have achieved, all that I have conquered, right? I thought that because of the chaos that I was no longer strong. My strength seemed, you know, so distant, so far away, so removed that I forgot who I was. Because the fear was on top of everything else. Through a lot of therapy and support and research and a lot of time with myself, being pointed in the right direction, like what I'm trying to do here with this reading, to remind myself of who I was and what I'm capable of. And we have a starry night. It's going to make me cry. The beaming and glistening light from the stars reminds you that there is hope for your future. Now, I've told this story many times, and it's come up on different occasions for different reasons that I talk about it. There was a night about 2 years ago where I went and sat out on the front porch. It was a summer evening. It was about 10 o'clock, beautiful evening, and I wasn't feeling in a particular way. I wasn't having a bad day. And I started just looking up at the skies. I love that time of night. I think it's very peaceful. And all of a sudden, I started to cry. I wasn't sobbing, but I was crying. I was so emotional. And I had a light bulb moment. I had that moment where, everything makes sense all of a sudden. And I realized that the things that I was doing to protect myself, or so I thought, had actually served their purpose for a time, but now, or in that moment, had become another crutch, another fear, a potential obstacle that I was going to have to overcome. Now, the beautiful part about that is that when I looked up at those stars and I had that moment, I thought about that, obviously, but when I walked away from it, because of the tools that I now have in my toolbox, I was able to take from that moment what I needed. And what I needed in that moment was to remind myself of who I was and what I was made out of. It gave me hope. I felt truly, for the first time, that I was protected, that I was on a path that I didn't necessarily know about. I was reminded, as my mother used to tell me every day of my life, that everything happens for a reason. So in these moments when we're trying to navigate this chaos, go outside, look out the window, look up at the stars, and not only take in the beauty and the magic that can be found in the stars, but take from it hope and faith and belief. Allow yourself to dream and to see the possibilities. Find your twinkling star. You know that poem, starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might. Right? Oh, we have this deck is amazing. I love it. It's so thought-provoking. This flower here is the wild bergamot. Okay. What enchants me? Delight. Or delight. What enchants me? So as we're moving here, right, I want you to notice something. I want you to notice the colors in this card and the colors in this card and how similar they are. I want you to pay attention to what these two cards specifically are telling us. Been there, done that. We know this. We know how to navigate this space. So don't let fear, don't let stress, don't let the hate or the negativity or the darkness grab a hold of you, shake you upside down, and make you forget who you are. We all can have this. We all deserve this, even in this moment of potential chaos. This is our path, and we individually are in charge of it. This comes to the control and the ownership of your own personal power. And I have said many times that happiness, living a life of light and joy and blessings and gratitude is a choice where you legitimately have to choose to be in that area. But while you are in this, sometimes you get so upset, so fearful, so stressed, so overwhelmed that you cannot see that you have the power to make that decision for yourself. And so we must do everything we can, Starry Night, right? To bring about this, to maintain this, to continue this, to make this be our focus. And it's going to be difficult for some, not so much for others. But we can do this. We can do this. We can navigate this time. We've been through so much worse. If what makes you happy seems like it is so far away that you can't reach out and touch it, and do whatever you can to bring it towards you. Remind yourself of who you are. Don't let the noise and the negativity get in front of you, get in your way, get on top of you. Dig down deep. Remember that foundation and that core. Put your super cape on and continue to have hope and faith and believe and trust that you are guided and that you are protected. And hopefully that will assist as you navigate this path. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. It truly means the world to me. Before I let you go, I'm not sure what happened last week. I uploaded all my videos, and around Friday morning or something, I was like, it's very odd. I haven't received any notifications of comments. And that's when I realized that my videos did not upload properly. And so I apologize for that. But rest assured that they're back this week, coming. I will be on, as I said, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Ivana Intuitive, doing the winter, Beating the Winter Blues readings. And then tomorrow night, it is a members-only live stream. If you would like to consider joining the Dozen Cats membership, there is a join button right underneath the video. Click on that. It will open up another window, and it will tell you whatever information you need to know. I thank you kindly for joining me. I hope you have a great Sunday. And until we see each other again, I wish you many, many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now.